Wow, The Weekend Away was just absolutely incredible. Leighton Meester totally is making her brilliant comeback, and this film was just such a wicked psychological thriller crime murder mystery movie that was just packaged together so fantastically and just brings something brand new to this awesome genre. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing The Weekend Away, which is a psychological thriller murder mystery movie based on the novel of the same name by Sarah Alderson. And honestly, this movie was just absolutely incredible. Going into it, I didn't expect it to be as fantastic as it actually is, but they totally blew me away with this movie. I mean, the casting is absolutely incredible, the murder mystery twists and turns are really great, it's incredibly well paced, and most of all, the location is set in Croatia, so quite literally every single scene just looks absolutely magnificent, and it really does make you just want to jump on a flight and fly all the way to Croatia so that you can experience this as well, obviously without all of the murder mystery happening, as it just looks absolutely incredible. And on that point, this video is going to predominantly be a movie review breakdown. However, I will also be looking at the ending as well, and I will be adding all of the timestamps, so if you want to avoid the ending, then you can jump that section, or if you want to jump straight into it, then I will link all of that in the description box below. But otherwise, let's get on with the video breakdown and movie review for The Weekend Away. So this movie is really cool, as at first it starts off as what seems like a bit of a romantic comedy movie with the Beth character flying over to Croatia for an all expenses paid trip with her best friend Kate, and on a fun drunken night out, things take a bit of a sinister turn when the Kate character disappears and Beth must work out what on earth happened to it, and then the film transitions into a bit of a detective murder mystery movie, which is just absolutely awesome. Now, from a positives point of view, on that exact note, the murder mystery aspect of this film was just so phenomenal. You're really with the Beth character, who by the way is brilliantly portrayed by Leighton Meester, and like I said, you're really with her as she's putting all of the clues together, continuous twists and turns. Literally every single character ends up being a suspect at one or two points across this movie, which is really great. Even the Beth character, you're really questioning whether or not she is maybe culpable for something that happened, as she doesn't quite remember what happened on that night, so you're really piecing things together with this character. Like I said, the location is just absolutely breathtaking as well, and it paces through the entire movie really quickly. I was actually quite surprised, pleasantly surprised, at how quickly we jumped into the detective murder mystery aspects, and it's actually really believable. Nothing in this movie seems out of the ordinary or anything that's larger than life. I mean, obviously the movie feels like a really slick production, but it does at the same time feel really raw and really real at the same time. However, from a negatives point of view, on that point, I guess they could have done a little bit more with the Kate character, as she was really intriguing. Similarly, her ex-husband Jay and the new renters in the hotel, they could have explored all of those characters a little bit more, and I definitely just wanted a little bit more from this movie. But that being said, I feel like you could flip that into a positive as well, as it really does leave you wanting more. And so from a storyline point of view, I have to say this movie is actually really strong. So the casting characters in this film are absolutely incredible, so let's go through them one by one. So first up, we of course have Leighton Meester, who totally smashed it out the park as the Beth character. Brilliant character portrayal, really likeable, and you're really with this character, especially as she's putting all of the clues together, as she's trying to remember everything that happened on that fateful night, and she's really questioning her friendship, her relationships, who on earth she can trust, and especially when she then becomes a bit of a target as well. And there are some wicked chase sequences with this character as well, and you're really able to see a full breadth and range of different emotions coming from this character, and I just really feel like it really does show that Leighton Meester is such a brilliant actress. Obviously, she does such a good job as the Blair Waldorf character in Gossip Girl, and I feel like she is really able to break out of her shell and really show that she shouldn't actually be typecast to that kind of bad girl character, as actually she is able to play the complete opposite. And like I said, Beth is such a brilliant lead character, and where she is by the end of this film is just absolutely incredible, and you really can see a true character growth, like I said, from where she is in the beginning to how triumphant she is by the end, and I feel like Leighton Meester really does make it her own. Next up we have Christina Wolfe, who is playing the Kate character. By contrast, I would say that this character is a little bit like Blair Waldorf in terms of being that bad girl type character that's really pushing her best friend. You really do find out a lot about the Kate character as the movie progresses, and you're really questioning whether or not she really is a nice person or a bad person. Like I said in the story criticism, I would have loved to have seen a little bit more from this character, as she was really, really intriguing. But that being said, you do kind of see little bits and pieces as the movie progresses, especially at the end where you get to see the truth and what actually happened. And I loved all of the twists and turns that were involved with this character. And for the short duration that you do actually see her at the start of this film, she is really, really captivating and a real true scene stealer at the start of this film. Next up we have Luke Norris, who was so good as well as the Rob character. He is the husband to Beth, and he is back at home in London looking after their newborn daughter Asta. And I absolutely loved it when he joined all of these other characters in Croatia and really added a brand new turn of events in Croatia. Though it was really, really great actually, as obviously this character has been so far only somebody that the Beth character speaks to on the phone. And when he did actually join in Croatia, the dynamics really shifted, especially when he is questioning the relationship that Beth is having with this new taxi driver. I feel like Luke Norris brought so much as the Rob character. Speaking of which, next up we have Ziad Bakri, who is playing the Zane character. I thought he was really, really great. You got to see not only a bit of a perspective of what it's like to be an immigrant from Syria, but you also got to see the relationship as well that he was building with the Beth character. And also at the same time, you're finding out a lot more about this character's past, so you don't know equally whether or not you can trust this character, and actually did he have something to do with the Kate murder mystery. And I love how really involved he got, especially when they were chasing down the escorts. And I thought it was really unrealistic actually when they were expecting the escorts not to even mention the fact that the Ziad character was nearly going to push one of them off a cliff into the sea. And then finally we have Bukvic playing a character called Pugvic, who is the police officer that has a little bit of a temper and isn't recording and reporting what Beth is saying to him, and maybe he is involved a little bit more than we think, which I thought was absolutely incredible from a cast and characters point of view. I feel like they totally delivered in The Weekend Away. So from a visuals point of view, honestly, The Weekend Away just looks absolutely incredible. Obviously, we're set in Croatia, which just looks absolutely breathtaking. Like I said, it really does make you want to book a flight straight so that you can go and experience Croatia, as it just looks absolutely incredible. But on top of that, like I said, all of the chase sequences are really, really great, especially towards the end of this movie. Seeing the Beth character running around Croatia was really, really cool. All of the murder mystery aspects were really, really great, especially with the Beth character kind of putting all of the clues together, not knowing who on earth she can trust. The music really did add so much intensity to certain sequences, especially back in the hotel that the Beth character is staying at. I feel like certain sequences over there were just absolutely brilliant. The fact that the Beth character can't remember or recollect the things that happened in the past, I feel like flashing back to that sequence was really, really great. And also just learning a lot more about the Kate character as well as all of these other characters as well. And there were so many confrontations that happened with loads of different characters, and I feel like all of those were just looking so brilliant. And so from a visuals point of view, I feel like they totally delivered again with The Weekend Away. So from a comparisons point of view, I honestly feel like The Weekend Away, there were so many different flavours and aspects of other movies that you can combine into this film, but of course at the same time it is its own thing as well, which is really, really great. So I feel like the first one is of course A Simple Favour, starring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, and I feel like the setup was somewhat similar in terms of two characters being friends and then one of them goes missing and then another one has to work out what on earth is going on, and so many different characters are potential suspects, and of course there's loads of twists and turns and a bit of a seed death as well. So I feel like A Simple Favour is actually really, really similar to The Weekend Away. I feel like you can also compare it to The Secret Obsession, which was released not that long ago on Netflix, especially with a character that is trying to remember what happened to her in the past, and her past is kind of being used against her, and especially a lot of sequences happening with intense confrontations, a character trying to run away, and a bit of a detective aspect in that film as well. I feel like you can also compare it to The Woman in the Window, both the film version and the recently released TV version, especially with the character trying to work out what's going on with a bit of a murder mystery angle to it as well. And I feel like you can definitely compare it to Murder Mystery with Jennifer Aniston, especially being set in an absolutely incredible location and kind of working out which is the person behind everything, loads of different suspects, and just a truly exotic location. Finally, you can somewhat compare it to The Roommate, which also did star Leighton Meester. In that one, she did play a bit of an unhinged character, and I feel like, you know, kind of putting pieces together to find out what on earth is going on definitely happened in that movie, as well as this movie. But like I said, whilst you definitely can compare it to a lot of other movies, The Weekend Away does do its own thing as well. So the big question is, who on earth killed the Kate character? And I feel like there are a lot of things happening, so let's break them down one by one. So the first thing is, actually, even though Kate and Beth did have a bit of a mini argument at the club, actually Kate's priority was Beth's friendship, and she very nicely put her to bed, and then she was having a bit of fun with the two escorts, and then when she went to the bathroom, the escorts robbed her in terms of stealing her bag, stealing her phone, and running away. Kate comes back, hurts her finger on a bottle, and then chases after them. She isn't able to retrieve her belongings, but is dropped off by the Pugvic character, who tries to be really, really sleazy and tries to sleep with her, but the Kate character rejects him, which she's really frustrated about, and then leaves. But just before she is able to go back home to her best friend Beth, she is confronted by the Rob character, who tells her that he'll leave Beth and their daughter if she will take him back, to which she replies that actually them being together was her biggest regret and mistake, and she doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. And because Rob's ego and pride was hurt so much, and also to prevent the Kate character telling Beth the truth, he kills her and then runs away, which Beth then just works out when she's able to retrieve a bit of jewellery from Rob's pocket, which is from a necklace that she actually gave the Kate character right in the beginning of this film. And then you realise, and the Beth character realises as well, that the Kate character invited her to Croatia as she wanted to explain the truth to her and try to encourage her to leave the Rob character, which is why she wanted to go out to a club right in the beginning of this movie and just have a lot of fun with the Beth character. So I feel like it's really, really great how they explained everything and looped everything, and the double twist, an unexpected twist right at the end of this movie. You literally think the movie and mystery is fully over when the police officer is deemed to be the main big target, because he was the person that was really frustrated and had a bit of a history with abusing women. And when Kate rejected him, it seemed as if this was his motive to kill him, but actually the killer twist and the final reveal was that actually it was Rob all along, as she saw the Rob character after she rejected the Pugvic character. And Beth had the detective and police officer on the phone when the Rob character was doing his big confession. The one thing that I don't think they fully properly explained is why there was drug substances in Beth's body, but what I can deduce is that actually this was the really sleazy Sebastian character, as he was drugging everybody in his rental apartment. I mean, on that note, how incredible was that rental apartment, but equally how massively creepy was the Sebastian character as he was recording the voices and the videos of everybody that is staying in his rental homes. And I believe he was doing this as he wanted to record them in really compromising positions, and then when Beth found out the truth, he wanted to delete all of his evidence for this. And I absolutely love that brilliant confrontation between Beth and Sebastian. Definitely edge of your seat viewing, as you are just able to see whether or not the Beth character is even able to survive this incredibly gripping situation. But I feel like it's really, really great as they did explain everything by the end of The Weekend Away. So overall, I'm sure you can tell, I absolutely love The Weekend Away. Such a brilliant, fun movie and really tight storyline that by the end of it, you really get to see and understand what on earth was going on. I feel like all of the character portrayals were absolutely brilliant. The locations were absolutely incredible. And just going into this movie, it really does blow you away and really does hook you, as it's so much better than you think it's going to be. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give The Weekend Away a massive solid 7.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of The Weekend Away, so let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.